KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here. Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good morning. Houston, Texas. Not so good morning. It is Wednesday, July the 10th of 2024 at 6:01 a.m. with the gang. Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam.
What's the count? Or the power?
Okay, so here's the deal.
Well, it's 147 degrees in the studio.
Oh, yeah, this is...
This is
At
uninhabitable.
least the elevators worked. We didn't climb the 7
We got
flights
one
today.
elevator working in this building. That's good. I'll take it. So Centerpoint
That's
just
lovely.
released the latest release as of 4:55 this morning. They're currently 1,371,000 customers without power. They plan to get that number down to 1 million by the end of today. So in the next 20 or whatever, till midnight tonight, they plan on knocking off at least 371
people.
thousand. Oh, I'm one of
Well,
them.
1 million customers.
Yeah.
That's way more
customers,
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way more people.
They're not going to do another
So we'll
million
say
just
three-
today.
so we'll say
They're
3
currently
million.
at 1,371,000. They want to get that number
Let's
down
say
to a
3
million.
people are in each house,
3 million humans,
are just sweating.
4 million dogs.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
That's what
Cats,
I'm worried
He's
about.
adding that to
hamsters.
it, too.
That's what I'm worried about. The dogs, they're really having a hard time right now at our house. And
Well, they're wearing fur coats.
you know, imagine this heat and you're wearing a mink coat or something. It's like
And
ridiculous.
there's no fences around houses.
We lost all our
Yeah,
fences.
So you can't just let your dog
No.
go in the shade where they used to be shade because there's no tree.
But we have to take them out on leashes to use the bathroom because there are no fences. All the fences have been wiped out.
I have to say
And
that
roofs.
who
A lot of
knew-
roofs are leaking.
Yes, but who knew that if you were in the business of making and building fences, you are a billionaire this year just in the Houston area in the last month?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, insane.
From
I went
derecho?
y'all, and I went to Galveston yesterday. OMG, Galveston. There are parts of Galveston that are looking good. There are a lot of parts that have no power. I drove to Jamaica Beach. Holy crap, y'all. Jamaica Beach got ripped to shreds.
close.
And that was just a Cat 1, right?
And that was
Yeah.
a Cat
Yes.
1.
Cat 1.
Ripped to shreds. This place that I always pass all the time, that's like the little Jamaica Beach, like its own little community. You know, it has its own fire department, has its own cops and all that. Oh my God, the roof is ripped off. There's the fences are all down. The light pole. What is that street, Eric? Termini Road, whatever that main street is from the
Yeah.
seawall into all those little neighborhoods.
Yep.
There is a power line that is legit perpendicular, like hanging over the street. I'm thinking, oh God.
There was on Westheimer yesterday. When I went down, I had to go down all the way down Westheimer from here, and there was a pole, live wire, just draped across there. But you mentioned something about traffic lights.
Yeah.
Be very careful. This morning I was driving in, and somebody just blazed because it's dark. There's no
Yeah.
power. You can't tell that a traffic light was there. You got to be cognizant. Be aware of those traffic lights because you got to treat it like a four-way stop. Right now, Beryl knocked out traffic lights in more than 1,000 Houston city intersections. So more than 1,000 intersections so far. Oh wait, so far they've restored 1,000 out of 2,500. I'm sorry.
That means there could be a lot of wrecks. So if there is,
Oh,
you need to
man.
call Push and Win or
Ramsey Law. It's 713 all
You're
8.
getting a commercial in there.
833 Push Win. Hey, I'm just saying they'll help you out.
So by the
They
way,
need to have an animal associated with their billboards because I was telling them the other day I drove and it was like a lot of tigers, a lot of lions, a lot of
law
hawks,
lion.
a lot of cowboys, lawyer doctors, Push and Win. They need to put some of their snakes
They'll
on
get more-
their
they'll get more money if
billboards. They have snakes.
Get those killer snakes.
sell that as the law ice. People want to chill. Okay, so this message, I don't know if all Centerpoint messages or if all Centerpoint customers got this message, but this is part of the message I got this morning. Text. Oh, Sam, can you bring me up here real quick? All right, here we go.
There we go. Let's hear what the...
CenterPoint Energy has completed the impact evaluation step in our restoration process and mobilized nearly 12,000 local and mutual assistance crews. Due to the severity of the storm, please be prepared to be without power for several days. Thank you for your patience and understanding during this challenging time. We will send
Wait.
updates as they become available. For more information on the restoration process, Please visit centerpointenergy.com/en-us/documents/restoration-timeline.pdf to get text.
Well, that's
Is that
really
fake?
easy.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? That's so easy to do.
Is that fake?
No, it's
Oh
real.
my
That came in.
God.
That's like
That's
the
what I
text
got.
message that I got the other day.
I mean, how are you supposed to do that? Check these things
You have
when
no
you don't have power.
And how do you remember that?
Yeah, that was an easy to remember URL.
Yeah, you have no power, so how are you going to get on that website?
Sweating balls.
And also, for several
Right.
days after it's already been feeling like several
It
days.
has been several days.
It's getting to the death levels now because if you have especially if you're an elder or somebody who's like medically fragile, my God.
That's why you want to call 211.
95 degrees inside your house, you can't be in there. Where
Call
do you
211. There are cooling stations around the city of Houston.
You know,
go? That's the Red Cross
You know,
number they
the
gave us
biggest
yesterday.
turnaround with the heat is Special K. He went from wearing sweaters this last week.
Scotland!
You were wearing,
Finally,
you
you're
were
here. How
representing
many planes
KRBE.
did it take you?
Yeah, were you there 2 days and you had to come back because you kept missing flights?
Did you ever find out why British Airways just outright canceled y'all's flight home?
Yeah, there was something wrong with the plane over in the UK coming to Houston. So
That's a good reason.
But they didn't just push you to
cancel.
a different flight? They just outright canceled you?
They canceled it outright, and then I had to call them and get back onto a different flight. Their partner airline or their daddy airline is American.
Is it really?
Yeah, One
Okay.
World. So I got on that, but what that did is that it wiped out the rest of my reservations on the trip. And Booster and I didn't realize that until we got to the airport, and they were like, "Oh no, we can't find your tickets." Trying to come back home. So they bumped us from that flight as well, trying to come home, and that in turn made a cascade of errors, resulting in
Let's hear it.
4 planes with 8 cancellations, 2 DC metros when we finally got to the United States. That didn't work out in DC. Had to get on Amtrak up to Philly. Got to Philly, they canceled it. Got on 4 SEPTAs between Philly and my brother's house. Thank God my brother lives there. And then we went back to Philly and got on a plane because I stayed up in the middle of the night and clicked refresh, available.
gosh.
The plane was full?
Yeah, the plane was full until like midnight yesterday. So then after 102 hours of traveling from last Friday night when Peeps getting out of the club till yesterday morning at 10 a.m., we finally made it back from Scotland.
Wow.
And British Airlines can go to hell.
Oh, my God.
I will never fly them again.
Can't trust those Brits.
I thought it was going to be like, oh, the British Airlines is so fabulous. We have it together like all Brits, very on time and everything is
The schedule.
Schedule. No, it is more like the AirTran
Oh,
of
man,
the
the
UK.
AirTran. God, AirTran.
And so if I may reach out, if anyone knows how I can get compensation from British Airlines, because apparently I looked at the laws, if you get cancellation or denied boarding, boom.
Didn't you say something on Twitter and they reached out and said sorry or something?
They did.
They didn't even say sorry. They said
They always reach
what did they
out.
say?
Like when they look at the followers and they're like, "Oh, this person's reaching
no, they didn't say
thousands of people."
They said something funny because I was about to reply and go, "You didn't even help them out or apologize."
No. Kevin, did you have to make an outright brand new, like a whole new itinerary to go from Philly to Houston, like on United or something to get here?
Rula, I was supposed to go direct from London to Houston. I paid the extra because y'all joked me for, going the cheap route.
Yeah.
No, ma'am. This time I spent that money to go direct between the two. Girl, that ain't happening in any way, shape, or form going there or back. We had to jump. We went from here to Philly to London to Edinburgh, then came back from Edinburgh to London to where do we end up?
Slipping into the axis there.
Washington to Philly to Houston.
But the Philly to
Meanwhile,
Houston,
you
since
don't know if
everything
your
had
house
been
is
wiped
there.
out, is it like as if you were just, hanging out in Philadelphia and decided to come to Houston, so you had to make a brand new, like, hey, let me see what the flights are today, like that?
Yes.
Or still is an extension of what you were doing?
I had to find the flights and tell British Airways how to do it because we started out on British Airways and then they sent us over to Air New Zealand, which the next morning they were like, we don't have your stuff.
You're going to end up in New Zealand.
Yeah,
I'm sure they have a lot of stuff here.
I was like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we actually ended up in New Zealand? Then we could have another vacation. No, they didn't even let us on that plane.
How far is that flight? 22
another-
hours
From
Yeah.
DC?
Oh, from DC.
Oh, Lord. 30 hours?
26.
I saw so many airports and train
Day in
stations.
6 hours.
What was your least favorite airport
Oh.
that you saw?
Instead of asking if you saw anything exciting,
Yeah.
what was your least favorite?
My least
airport?
favorite airport was probably the Edinburgh airport because it's kind of a small airport and a lot of people going in and out of there. And the thing in the UK is they don't tell you where your gate is until 45 minutes beforehand. Then it's like,
What?
boom! Everyone's like, oh,
Oh my God, are you serious?
Especially Americans, we like to get there 2 hours early,
Yeah.
find our gate, just to go there and then go get some
No,
food.
it's
just stare at it.
Americans standing in front of a chart. You know, the digital the digital updates. But let me tell you, Scotland was so awesome. I saw
See a
so
castle?
many castles, and I saw in person in the Highlands the coos. They call them the coos, not the cows. The Highland coos.
Oh, the coot.
Yeah,
Oh,
the Highland
Sam's
coos.
favorite cows.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Are
With
they
the
emo
bangs.
cows? The emo cows?
Yes, they had the little bangs, and we were able to feed them and take pictures with them.
I saw you with have a big old
We went to a
owl.
falconry.
Was that a falcon or an owl?
It was an owl. So that day it was a little breezy. So the owl was on tap. The owl can handle the breeze, and it was a
Kevin wore a glove and an owl flew to his arm with a treat.
and with a couple other. I held an eagle on the 4th of July. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
that's so patriotic. I was like, take that, Brits.
You're their property?
Yes.
Well, that's exciting.
Did you see
I
the
love-
bathrooms in
Welcome
the
back
castles?
to hot Houston.
Like the bathrooms and castles, I'm always wondering.
Listen,
Oh, yeah.
here's how
What's
it was.
the bathroom
Those
look
big
like?
holes.
It was just an overhang over the side of the castle. So the castle goes up and then it juts out,
Yeah.
and there's a seat there, and the seat is like a little hole. They had a cage over it, and you drop your stuff from there, and it drops into the moat. Below is the castle that I saw. Most toilets were overhanging something that it could splash down
Because
into.
There were some castles where they would be like the bad guys would sneak through there and go up through the toilet.
Yes, there
like
were
a little
other ones
Shawshank.
that had to be washed through. I went to the Monty Python Castle.
Oh, you got to tell me about
Yes,
that
the
later.
Dune Castle.
Yes.
Wow.
Sounds like you had fun, though.
So
It was
outside of
awesome.
traveling to and from Scotland, Scotland
So
gets a thumbs
cool.
up.
It was very cold.
And you probably never want to hear another bagpiper again as long as you're here.
That was quaint.
like every
that.
corner there was a bagpiper in
It's
his
the
Instagram
saxophone
stories.
that we have here.
Yes.
I just love being able to take the train everywhere. You know, if you go out and want to have a scotch, which
Scotch.
no, I like Lowland Scotch,
Sweet.
and then you can go get on the train and just come on back home.
I'll take any of those scotches.
Well, no, the Highlands are a little bit peaty.
Oh, I don't know.
Piggy.
Yeah.
It's smoky.
Yeah,
You
that's
did go to
smoky
the
stuff.
Johnny Walker Mecca over there. I want
I
to know
went
about
to
that
it.
That's
too.
Petey.
Yeah.
That's really something. Okay,
It's a
listen.
blend.
Today is a very hot day in the studio, as it is a very hot day in Houston because people are literally
heat index
sweating to pieces
is-
in their homes.
Rolla, the heat index is going to be 105.
Well, I'm
in
talking about in
studio?
here. I'm talking about in
Oh,
here.
in here, probably 110.
And you know, we've complained in the past, but this is it. Like this is the most we're gonna take. It's way too hot in here. There's no movement of air. We're gonna start getting real mean to each other in about an hour. So we are gonna have to call it quits because we're gonna scratch each other's eyes out because it's too hot.
If we
in
do
here.
rapid fire on the way we're at,
I'm gonna punch you in the throat.
Yeah, we're gonna start fighting.
No. But I guess we'll try and keep it some normalcy. Coming up next in Celebrity Scoop, you know how Will Smith is banned for 10 years from going to the Academy Awards because he smacked Chris Rock? Well, maybe there's a change to that. We'll talk about that coming up next. Here is your official hot weather report of the day.
Like I said, right now it is 76 degrees. This is serious stuff, y'all, because here we are a couple days without power, and we are looking at a heat index of about 105 degrees today. So call 211. You know, find yourself a cooling station, especially if you got elderly in your life, and make sure you check in on them. I'm telling you right now, my house at home, it is not habitable. It is so...
How are you supposed to sleep in this?
I don't know.
People are just.
I don't know.
Cooling centers, you're right.
But yeah,
But the
if
cooling
you've got
center's not
somebody
in your
you're worried
house.
about, you got to get them to a cooling center. Like the only 5 minutes of my day that are good are the 5 minutes in my car here.
Actually, it's
Or you
some
just
air.
go to the grocery store and walk around there because there's AC. And don't buy anything that's refrigerated because it's all been thrown out.
Astros, every game is $5 the next two games.
Yeah.
For
Oh, is
certain
that
areas.
right?
Certain
Okay,
areas.
we'll talk more about that because yes, they
Oh,
won
we'll have
last
to
night.
talk
That was
about the
excellent.
Texans, too. There may be a little bit delay to the season now.
Well, we'll be right back to jump into all this next on the Roula and Ryan Show. Celebrity Scoop is brought to you by Taquerias Arandas. And I know there's not a lot that you want to keep track of celebrity-wise because you're just trying to figure out when are you getting your power back.
Yep.
And when is the dang heat getting turned off outside? Well, we're right in the thick of July. It is the earliest hurricane that we've had. I don't know if it was on record, but that's for sure in the last 20 years. The last 20
least.
years, we have not had weather events that take out our power like this outside of the derecho, which was not a hurricane.
Well, remember, the derecho was like 900,000 people without power. We were like 2.5 million without power. And right now, as of 5 a.m. this morning, it's currently 1,371,480 people in Houston, or households.
That's
not
customers.
people.
That's customers.
Customers.
So that's
without
multiple
power.
people in each house.
So, and they expect to get that number down to a million by the
How
end
many
of
people,
today.
their trees fell back then during What do you call it?
The derecho.
Yeah.
Yeah. My
mean,
house is still
yeah.
all ruined from that.
You're trying
and
to
then it
put the
started
tarps
pouring
on and-
at midnight. Did you guys notice the rain at midnight?
When I got
Last
to my
night?
car and it was
Yes.
covered in rain, I was like, wow, I didn't hear it.
It was pouring
Was it?
around 12. I was like, thank God we put the tarp back on our roof.
Yeah.
And how
Because
can
the
you do
wind
that,
blew it.
Sam? Like, who's climbing up there to get that thing over there?
Our realtor. Did I say
Realtor.
right?
Realtor.
Realtor.
Yeah, it's not three.
I know. I always have our realtor. And
Think about it's
my husband.
real, and I'm on tour with a band.
It's
Realtor.
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 You could just say real estate agent.
Okay, real estate agent. My real estate agent and my husband climbed up on the roof.
2 days
Well,
ago.
that's another
2 days
thing
ago.
that causes
When was
injury.
that?
I don't even know when.
Because,
Yes.
you know, when you have disasters,
Yeah.
people in the after effect pass away from mistakes, like
Fixing it
slipping off
yourself.
roofs.
Yeah.
or
chainsaw accidents.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't wanna add to that tally.
You are cutting down the tree, but you didn't figure out which way it was going to go, and then it hit something else.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just craziness.
Easily.
So
Like your
we're
mother-in-law.
just in a bad way right now, but we're just trying
Hey,
to
it
get
could be
through
worse.
it.
I didn't even think about this. What about some of the hospitals? The patients at the hospital, they're saying, the hospitals obviously have power,
Right.
but when they want to release them, they can't release them to go home to a house that does not have power. So what they've done, they've set up an area at NRG. So they've
Hopefully not the one with the
hole in the
stadium.
roof.
with
no, not the stadium. They're talking about NRG Arena. The stadium, they say that roof, that could impact the beginning of the Texans preseason.
So wait,
happened to
NRG's
the
roof?
roof?
Is leaking and
missing, like, you can see through it with the
They
helicopter.
confirmed, yeah. They
It's
said that
missing,
half
like,
of
three
one
panels.
one roof panel and 2 parts of another are missing. So 3 panels impacted.
Because they had that soccer match before, or the football, whatever they call it.
Now, if you
Yeah.
remember back, the Texans in 2008, the damage was a little more significant. It led to the Texans postponing their September game against the Ravens.
well, the fact that the Astros just went on as usual, I mean, I'm assuming people who don't have power who had tickets to that game last night are probably like, well, at least there's
34,000 people showed up
at
because
least
they're
it's
doing.
something they're doing here.
I got to give Jim Crane and the Astros credit. They're charging certain areas $5 seats.
Nice.
Yesterday was hot dogs, were only $1.
Dollar Dog Night,
So you can't beat that. So
and they won 5-4 or 4-3.
They were going to do that for that game. They decided 4-3. They decided to do the next 2 games against the Marlins, $5 as well. And then I think we go to the Rangers, which they really give a crap about us.
Oh my
During
God!
Harvey, they didn't
the
care
Rangers
about it.
during Harvey were like, no, we're not gonna. We're supposed to play in your.
They don't
in
care
your
about-
park.
Where's that brotherly love?
They don't do pride parades.
We have
or
to go
pride
to Florida to play, yo
fest
guys.
there.
'Cause we're not gonna let you guys play over here, Floody Town.
Floody
God,
Town.
that's really basically what they said. All right, so Will Smith smacked Chris Rock at the Oscars 2 years ago, and he got banned from ever attending an Academy Award ceremony ever again for at least the last 10 years. He's trying to change that. He thinks that is an extreme punishment. And until
Okay,
Chris
dude,
Rock
you smack the dude in the face.
accepts his apology, the Academy is not going to consider his request unless Chris Rock says, I forgive you. And they do one of these like, hey, old buddy, old
I
pal,
don't think
we're going
that's
to come
gonna
out and
happen.
present an award together.
I wouldn't.
If you see
Yeah, I
Chris
don't
Rock
think so.
and his live act, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
Nope, that's the best punishment, man.
And by the way, yeah, that hurts his ego so much. And think about it, though. I mean, if any of us did that, we'd be in jail. You can't do that. You can't assault
And
somebody.
you'd be kicked out for life.
for Yeah. life.
He's
for
getting 10
life.
years. Like you go on a field of a, baseball stadium or basketball court, you're kicked
Oh,
out
yeah,
for
the
life.
guy that hugged
Yeah.
Altuve during the game, isn't he banned for life from MMA Park?
Supposed to be. If you
Yeah.
go on the field, you're done.
Here's something else interesting. It's kind of like, oh, wow, how come we're just finding this out now? But if you've ever seen the movie Anchorman, Anchorman is the kind of movie that I did not like it the first time I saw it all the way. Like, I didn't think it was as funny as it was on the replays. On the replays, I thought it was funnier.
I'm Ron Burgundy. You stay classy, San Diego.
Yeah, like all the just
That
funny
flute
things
scene
they
in the
said.
bar,
or-
That was
I
hilarious,
fell
though.
asleep.
I had to
remember
watch it numerous times to find it funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know why that
Yeah.
is, Sam. It was Anchorman
First
the first
time?
time I watched it. I thought it was funny, but it wasn't as funny as I found it like the next few times. And I did notice this because I'm one of those weirdos that I took this U of H class and the teacher said, after you finish this class this semester, you will never watch television and film the same again, because it was about showing you the edits of things.
yeah.
So I did notice this one detail at the end of Anchorman, but I didn't know the whole
flaw?
thing was redone. So it says here that the entire ending of Anchorman had to be redone after they had they finished the movie months ago, and they gave it to the test audiences, and the test audiences hated the ending so much They called everybody back.
Wow.
And changed it to Christina Applegate's character fell into the pit where the panda's supposed to be giving birth, and now there's a bear there, and then the dog is going to come save
Ripped off
them.
Luke
Yeah,
Wilson's
it was
or
Vince Vaughn and Will Ferrell.
arms.
Because I remember her hair, her wig was that 80s blonde with the fluffy like wings, but she was a little bit blonder and it was a little bit just different than the rest of the movie because they had to reshoot
funny.
everything.
Yeah, but now I want to know,
redone.
what was the original ending?
The
It
original
sucked.
ending is that she gets kidnapped by a radical vigilante group, and the rest of the news team comes together to rescue her. And the test audiences just did not think that made sense. They just had no reaction.
Come on, it was kind of funny when Luke Wilson got his other arm ripped off.
That doesn't
Oh,
make
come
sense.
on.
We do a whole scene where they all fight each other with tridents.
With a Chinese star.
Remember
I killed a man with a trident.
Telemundo versus
Yes.
PBS.
Yes.
And they brought everybody
Ben Stiller comes out.
Yeah.
And that was all
That wasn't the end of the movie.
No, but
No, but
they're
we're
saying
saying-
like
Yeah.
there's
Yeah. If you
If you
ridiculous
really
scenes.
think
That would have been
that's
an
stupid,
epic ending.
but it's fun.
Yeah.
So the whole climactic scene with the panda giving birth at the zoo was actually done way later, and it took them 5 days to shoot that ending
I
scene.
wonder if that original ending is on YouTube. Because a lot of times
Oh, yeah.
you can find that stuff. Here's the original ending.
Yesterday, HBO's been running Forgetting Sarah Marshall. And I love that movie. I've seen it a billion times. It's one of those.
I couldn't even finish that movie.
It's so much fun. It's vacation, especially if you've been in relationships, broken up. You kind of get into it. I'm glad. My wife's like, man, you really like this. I'm like, yep, I like this one. And she's like, do you like it better than Heartbreak Kid? I'm like, yep, just a little bit.
Heartbreak Kid is
I would
good
say it's
to a
good.
point,
Yeah.
and then it loses you.
And the
It
endings.
loses you. You're like, what is this waste of time?
I put those for like vacation, like where you watch a comedy where they're on a vacation or something. I put Vacation #1 with Chevy Chase, the original, and then I'd do it Forgetting Sarah Marshall and then Heartbreak Kid.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall, for those who don't know, it's basically Anna from Frozen who was dating Jason Segel, and then she leaves him for
A rock star.
British guy,
Russell Brand.
but
Russell Brand.
Aldous Snow or something like that.
Something like
And then
that.
they end up. Why'd they end up at the same resort, one room, one floor apart?
Well, he just booked. He just wanted to get away. He went to Hawaii.
But
he did that in real life. He went to Hawaii. He got dumped, so he went to Hawaii just because he's in L.A. So he just took a flight, and then I don't know if he ran into his girlfriend there or not. I can't remember that part.
But in Forgetting Sarah Marshall,
He runs into
she
his-
randomly also picked
With-
that place
with the guy that she
he
on
liked.
cheated
the other
on him
side
with.
of the wall, and they can hear.
Later on,
Wasn't that also Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore? What's the
50
movie where
First Dates?
Deborah Messing and
Oh,
the
you're
guy who
thinking
does
of-
all the voices?
You're thinking of
Hank
Along
Azaria.
Came
Hank Azaria.
Polly.
Oh yeah.
Along Came Polly. I've only seen the beginning of that movie too.
No, Along
Doesn't he
Came
leave?
Polly.
Hey,
I never
you
saw
haven't
that
seen the whole
one.
movie?
Oh
No.
my God, that movie's hilarious. So him and Deborah Messing are on their honeymoon, and he doesn't want to go scuba diving. Hank Azaria is the scuba diver
Yes.
instructor. He
Anybody wanna
goes
go
to
scuba?
check on him, and then he sees them like engaged in the act.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, but
On
then
the
he goes
honeymoon.
She
home.
leaves
Okay,
him.
okay. There's too many of these guys, like in couples retreat with a guy who does the yoga. He's like, yes, yes.
Oh, they got the
Take
body?
off your clothes, be yourself.
You look at that guy's body. It's like, is that even real?
And you're like, what?
Is that a CGI?
And who's the character? He's like, oh man, I can't take my pants off. I'm like, come on, you have to strip off your layers.
Have you seen,
Yes, get one with the earth. He's like, I'm not wearing any
Oh, yeah,
drawers, man.
I gotta-
And they're like, okay, you will be naked. We will be naked.
Have you seen that new Zac Efron rom-com? On,
Oh, that is the worst.
It's
I
what's it
saw
called?
it.
My wife and I were like, this is a biggest
What's
piece
it
of crap.
called?
Yeah.
A family affair.
Family
Yeah.
Affair.
It's on
Family
Netflix?
Affair.
on Netflix.
On
yes.
Netflix.
It was just
yeah.
like, if you want to watch a better one, watch Anne Hathaway has, she falls in love with a rock star like a Harry Styles.
Yes, that
on
was
Amazon
so
Prime. That's a good one. This
That was
one,
good.
there's no chemistry between these two.
No, I didn't get that either.
I don't know who
Who's
had more
the
face
female
work.
lead that he's supposed
Nicole
to have?
Kidman.
Nicole Kidman and him. And
Okay.
Nicole Kidman's daughter is
Trying
his
to stop
assistant
it.
because he's the big
Hollywood
Hollywood star, like in action movies. Terrible.
Ladies will love
Don't
it 'cause
watch.
he's-
No,
his
Me and my wife thought
his
it sucked.
chest looks like the Batman costume.
That
He's
can't
so
save
built.
a movie. I mean, unless you pause it, I guess.
Unless you pause it.
Just stare at him.
Girls aren't like men.
Yeah, just look at him because it is awful. If you get your power on today,
That is not.
Don't
Do
go to
not
Netflix
watch
and waste
that.
your time with
that
Family
is
Affair.
not the first thing you want to watch.
So Netflix Family Affair, thumbs down, but Amazon Prime Anne Hathaway movie, what's that one called? Thumbs up.
I can't remember that one. I always forget the name. It's one of those weird names. It's not like catchy, you know.
Okay, I saw one on the plane that I really liked. It's called Wicked Little Letters, and it was really funny. It was
Who's in that?
It was a true story. It was, you know who's in it? The lady who played one of the queens, maybe the one during World War II.
Really?
Wicked.
Wicked Little Letters.
Boston or something.
It's a true story about a woman who terrorized other folks during the time of World War II by writing very vulgar letters and sending them all out throughout the community, calling out, heifers and skanks and all this stuff. And everyone was very proper. Yes. And people were up in arms and receiving all these horrible letters. And they pointed the blame at this one person who, she was already a rough-mouthed girl, so it had
How'd
to
you
have
find
been.
this movie?
It was so funny because they read these letters like, oh my God, and it's called a skank.
Man, his algorithm has got to be something. To
But he's
check
on a
out.
plane.
It was on a plane. It was on a plane.
Yeah.
It was just
Airplane.
something that. God,
See,
and
something you have never come across, and now you think it's so
no,
fun.
and I'm sitting there cackling, and people are looking
That
at
is
me.
hilarious. Oh,
I'm
man,
sure you had a
that's
few
good.
drinks, though.
People are
I'm
texting
sure
us
I
the
did, but
worst.
that's hilarious.
Somebody said the worst romantic comedy ever is How Do You Know? I don't even know what that's about. Who's in that?
So I hate these names like that. They're so
How
forgettable.
do you know?
How do you know you've watched a crappy movie? Looking at that title.
Yep, that title sucks.
All right, coming up next, we want to open the phone lines to you at 713. Oh, I'm sorry, no. We got
The new
we
number
don't
is
have the 713.
833.
390 KRBE. So it's 833 is the new area code. 833.
It's no July.
Maybe just
Half
text
our
us.
audience had no power.
Maybe you just text us at 37530, or you're
And we
trying
have
to
a new
save your
number.
battery power. So we'll just talk again to ourselves.
If you want to
just
call us, see
listen
how you're
along.
doing. If
Yeah,
not,
833-390-KRBE.
If you're at your
That
job
easy.
and you don't want to be working, call us.
The reason
Use
you-
the phone for that.
the reason you're there is because you want the air conditioning.
Exactly.
Well, we get that double whammy. We come into work and there's no air. It's hotter than hell
We're
in
getting
here.
cranky. 833-390-KRBE. If you have a phone that you can use and call us, sure. If not, we're going to just keep talking to each other and you need to listen along for the ride. Next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
To the Roula and Ryan
Okay,
All right,
so
we're gonna
here we
go to your
are.
phones.
Yeah, this-
We're
833.
opening up the phones at 7. I
390.
almost did it. It's
KRBE.
833-390-KRBE. It's that muscle memory. You're so used to saying it. The old number does not work, so it's 833-390-5723.
And
You
let me-
broke it when I was gone. I see. I see.
It
I
was all
leave
our
for
We're
fault.
going to have
One
to
week.
tell people this over
The next
1,247 times
Yeah.
because for, 60 years, it's been 713-390-KRBE.
That's once school starts.
Oh, yeah.
next
It's
month.
a whole new
People
game
need to
when school
program
starts.
that new
We're going to
number
do
in.
it every 20 seconds.
Some people have found the numbers.
Yay!
Oh, speaking of
So we're
school,
gonna do the calls.
all the schools are basically canceled today.
Well,
if you
it's
were
summertime, so
No, but there are summer schools, Roula.
I know. I'm just kidding.
I was thinking of that movie, Summer School.
Summer school.
Go in there. It's how you need to hall
Catherine,
pass.
tell us what you did last night to cool off. Good morning. Welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show.
Good morning.
Morning.
What'd you do?
Well, me, my grandson, and my dog, we slept in my car.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, because the AC runs in your car as long as it's in a safe place. And
You
it's
let
just
your
not in
car
garage.
idle for 8 hours?
Well, what else are you going to do? Sweat.
Right now, the trip meter says 12.
Oh, that's not
Wow.
good.
It's fine.
I know,
It's not
As
good,
long
right?
as you're not in the garage. You make sure you're not
It's
in the
fine.
garage.
I mean, it's
People
just
drive
sucks 'cause
cars
you're
across country.
Yeah, it's fine.
But letting it idle for 12
yes,
hours?
you have to. This is you got to take these measures. How hot is your house, Catherine? But it's like 100 degrees in your house, 90 degrees at least.
Yep.
Yeah.
I literally just came back downstairs, and it's 91 degrees in my apartment.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
no thanks. And that's why, people have to get gas because they're letting their cars idle so they can enjoy the AC of their car.
Have you heard anything like when they're going to get it fixed?
Like your area?
No,
Any
there
update?
is actually, as of last night, right there at Ritchie and 45 North, there's a pole that's cut in half, and the wires are all the way across from the U-turn lane and all 3 lanes on 45 North. I mean, it's like, people, don't be driving over these wires. What if they flip a switch?
I know.
Yeah.
So, we just talked about that yesterday with Marty Langton from the fire department. He said the same thing. He's like, you don't know when they're going to re-edge and energize those
touch it.
wires. So do not touch.
Yeah.
Well, Catherine, I hope that this is going to change for you and you don't have to sleep in your car again tonight.
Did you go to work?
No, I don't have to go to work, thank goodness.
Or maybe it is good to go to work because your AC might be
Right.
working there. Ours is not.
One of those
so
gas
it's not
stations
really
where they
a
have
relief.
the beer cooler that you can walk in.
Just stick your head in it.
It was one of those I know.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think Centerpoint forgot about the north side of Houston because there's still only 2 gas stations. There's a Flying Days and the Quick Tea right across, but nothing else is open over here on the north side.
man, 'cause they don't have
I
power.
drove yesterday.
Yeah,
I've
that's
been all
rough.
the way down to like 242, and there's nothing.
Oh, God.
Well, they're saying by the end of today, it'll only be 1 million people without
a million
power.
clients. Like
1 million clients.
accounts.
Yeah,
A million
accounts.
accounts.
Not people. 1 million households.
We got more than that in one house, right?
Hope you get it soon. I'm sorry.
Catherine,
Yeah.
I hope you stay safe. If you have to sleep in your car again, I hope it's a safe go for you, and you can get some gas to refuel. Thank you so much for listening to our show. Hang in there.
Love you guys.
Love
Oh,
you
thank
too.
you so much.
Sorry.
By the way,
Oh,
I would
Samba.
Google that because I was checking it out. You can damage your car letting it idle that long.
Well, whatever, man. If it works for me right now, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
I know
I'm
my
gonna
insides of
deal
my
with it later.
body being 92 degrees.
Yeah, that's
my
what I'm
dog
saying. I'm
jumping
like,
on top of me.
I don't know what the ramifications of this is, but right now I'm going to enjoy this AC in my car. We've got Bobby on the line at 833-390-KRBE.
We're going to put a dollar jar. Put a dollar
Every
jar.
time it's like a swear
I
jar.
know.
Yeah, every time we give the old number.
Bobby, hi. Welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show. Good morning.
Hi. I am
Good morning.
so happy to be listening to you.
Oh, yay.
Oh, we've been on
Now,
throughout it all.
Has it been a long time since you've heard us or something, or why specifically today?
I have been working from home since March 7th of 2020, so I'm not in my car listening to you on the way to work because I work from 5:30 to 3, and I'd listen to your replay in the morning so I got to work. I loved all your shows that you replayed, and I know I could listen to it at home, but I'm working, and so it's kind of hard to do that while I'm working.
Yeah, but we got the
So I'm
podcast.
sitting in my car the last 2 days. Oh, I know, but
So you got 4 years. You got 4
I don't think
years
it-
at home. 4 years at home, and this is your first
yeah.
ride in the car to hear us live.
It's gonna be a weird feeling. That
Yeah.
you're used to hearing us. Now it's live.
At this time in the morning, yeah, because I'm always home. I work 5 days a week. But yeah, this is so exciting. I'm listening to you. I'm sitting outside my local Walmart using their Wi-Fi to work.
Oh,
In my
nice.
car with the music going.
And do you have power at your house, Bobby, or no?
Nope, going on 48 hours. My husband's disabled. He can't move from the couch, so I can't leave him, or else I would be in a hotel or at my daughter's house.
Oh, my
'cause I
gosh.
have 2 kids that have 18. So
Did you call 211 because they can offer assistance?
No, I bought 2 battery-powered fans yesterday, and so found that those little ice packs that keep frozen in the freezer.
Yeah.
You set that in front of the pan, you have kind of cool air blowing on you until they melt.
Oh, okay. But your
So-
freezer, if you have no power,
Hard
how's
to
your
do.
freezer keeping it cold?
Yeah.
It is keeping it cold for now, but I think we're about at the end of it. I just ran out of ice, so I don't know what I'm going to do. The Walmart does have a McDonald's in it, so I've been eating McDonald's every meal.
Yikes.
So I'm sure my cholesterol level's high. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Well, I was just reading that Whataburger. If you have the Whataburger app, it'll tell you which Whataburgers have power, and it'll direct you to.
I drove by a Whataburger yesterday because I had to go to my daughter's house to charge my computer. They were wrapped around the Whataburger. You'd have been sitting in line longer than getting gas.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
people
I was
find a
looking to get
place
gas
that's
yesterday.
open.
That's why you park and you go inside, guys. That's why.
I think either way, it's a
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
there.
You can talk to people.
If you go to McDonald's, if you go to McDonald's, use the mobile app, and then you get to go to the front of the line and bypass all those people and say, "I have a mobile order," and they hand it to you.
Oh,
Yes.
Look at you. You got it down.
Hey, speaking of a hack that has nothing to do with like gas or anything, but my buddy was telling me, we're sick of tipping. We always feel
we tip
Pressure
for
to tip.
everything.
like Starbucks. You got to tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What he does, he just buys that $100 Starbucks gift card.
Yeah.
And he just refills it, and that doesn't ask for a tip. You just do that. They swipe it, and you get your drink. You don't have to worry about that awkwardness of
That's good to know.
of tipping. Now, I'm sure if you work at Starbucks, you're probably like, screw you, Eric. Shut up. But
Taking money out of my
But if you
pocket,
already-
radio
if you already
boy.
go into
Yeah.
Starbucks,
You
just
get a
get
$7 coffee.
Get the card and just swipe it, and they'll never turn that thing around and make you tip.
Nice.
Bobby, I hope you can hang in there a little longer, and I hope you're one of the million client accounts that gets power today.
It's not like
for
a
the sake of
million
your
more.
husband.
I mean, they're saying it'll get the number down. They're currently at 1,371,000
Come back
households.
and take more calls.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to know, Jordana, hold on the line. Can you hear me? It's Roula. Jordana, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, what city are you in? Where are you?
Okay, so I'm in Shreveport, the northwest corner of Louisiana, over there by Marshall.
Look at you. All right,
So
hold
in-
on. I want because
Are you offering us Haven? No, we
she
can
said
come and
it's
have
there,
air conditioning.
too.
Oh, you don't have it?
You don't have it either, right? Or what's going on there? Did Beryl knock you guys out too?
No, we have it, but from the other day noon when it came through all the way up to 6 p.m., we had 67 tornado warnings in our area.
Oh,
67?
And that's
my
within
God.
a 45. Yeah, a 45-minute drive either way, any direction I go. It's 67 tornado warning.
Did anything actually hit?
And I think, yes, I actually had one hit my home. It didn't do too much damage. It had a bunch of trees down and on the roads and everything, so we were out cleaning, the roads and stuff. But I think we had at least 45 confirmed touchdowns.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Well, thank God you're okay.
And thank you for listening on, I guess you're listening on the app, because obviously you have power, so you're listening on the app to us live?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you used to live here, Jordana?
I did. My husband's from there, so I lived there for a couple years, and I've been listening to y'all for, I think, 15 years now.
Nice, thank you.
Look at you taking us along for the ride. I love it. Jordana, thank you so much for checking in with us, and God bless you guys. Stay safe, okay?
67, damn.
Wow.
Thanks, y'all too.
Take care, honey. Bye-bye. We're going to continue on with your calls at 833-390-KRBE next on the Roula and Ryan Show.